Hi, I'm Greg.
I'm Julia.
This is day 6 of our ZMM trip. So in the morning we first got up and actually booked a Segway tour there right in Gardiner. So we had breakfast just next door from the cabin, then just walked across the river there. We got on the Segways.
Yep.
It wasn't like a private tour, but it was just us signed up, so it was just the two of us and the guide, and we just got a quick lesson. Neither of us had ridden Segways before.
No.
And we picked it up pretty quick in a minute or two. It was pretty easy, it's pretty natural, so they were fun. We got out and went up a mountain just behind where we were staying there. Went to the top of that. A nice overlook of Gardiner. And we could actually see all the way into Yellowstone up to the Mammoth Lakes or whatever, Mammoth Hot Springs area that we had come through the previous day. So that was all pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Then we got on the road, headed toward Livingston, with the target being Bozeman, Montana, and on the way to Livingston, it was about 50 miles of following the Yellowstone River, just right along the river. We stopped probably about halfway at a rest stop. That was really nice. You could get down to the river. There was some benches. There was some shade. We stopped, had a snack, and yeah, it was just a nice place to hang out. We got into Livingston, had some lunch, and some pizza, and then we drove on into Bozeman. This is actually the following morning. Now we're sitting out at the Madison River. So we'll tell you about that in the next video. But once we got into Bozeman, it was still pretty early in the day. It was a short day riding wise, just like 80 miles or something. So it wasn't really a thing. So that's why we did the Segway tour and just kind of took our time. And it was still even maybe a little early to check in the hotel. So we went to what was the museum?
The Mar Museum, I think.
It was
like
it was
MOR or MOR or something.
Yeah.
It was weird, but
Well, it was like a dinosaur museum from Montana State University. They had a bunch of actually fossils. I guess this area is pretty big for fossils and whatnot. So yeah, it was pretty interesting actually. And then what did we do at the end of it?
there was like this show about dark matter and like the planetarium.
Yeah.
So we saw that.
Yeah, so we got into the planetarium and had a little show there. It was about 20 minutes, and it pretty much wrapped it up. We saw there were some reptiles there. We saw turtles and snakes and lizards and geckos and iguanas and chameleons and all kinds of stuff. So that was neat too. But that was about our day yesterday. Then we had dinner and got in the hotel and kind of caught up on putting some of the videos and photos and getting them organized and everything. So what was your favorite part of the day?
Probably the Segway tour.
Probably the Segway tour.
Well, the museum was fun too.
Yeah. Okay, the museum was fun too, but you really enjoyed the Segways too.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk to you tomorrow.